Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Samantha and I am the Luxe wife, and welcome back to another amazing home video. Well, as you see by the title today, we are in my kitchen. This past couple of weeks, you guys have seen pretty much an amazing series of my most used Amazon homes from room to room for under $50, and in a lot of cases under $20. So since you have been loving it and you said let's move on to the next place, we are in my kitchen and I am going to give you those Amazon home finds that you are loving, that you need for your home under $25. And if it's anything over $25, I will 100% mention it. Now you guys know I don't do anything without any calculation, okay? Everything has to make sense. So not only are we talking about home organization, but we're talking about things that can kind of give you that luxury feel for your home that you are going to love. So guys, we're not wasting any time. We're going to go ahead and get straight into today's video. So now that I'm in my kitchen, you guys know my kitchen honestly is not that big. I have pretty much like that galley style kitchen where I have a set of upper cabinets and then I have a set of lower cabinets, and that's honestly it. But I have to maximize my space in the most effective way possible because we are a family of 4, and so we have to do everything that makes sense, as well as countertops, and even when it comes to fridge organization, pantry organization, things have to make sense. So let's talk about these things that I'm using day to day in my home that you are going to need. Now first things first, even walking into my kitchen, on my countertop I have a cutting board. I do, for the most part, like most people, like to have cutting boards underneath the cabinet, but because space has to be utilized in the most effective way, I figured I keep it right here on top of my counter. Now the most convenient and loving thing I love about this cutting board is that it is acrylic and it's also see-through. So for the most part, you don't even know it's there until you actually take a look at it, until you actually come up on it and realize that it's an actual cutting board. I love it so much, and I've had it for quite some time now. It also has these rubber grippers underneath the bottom, so it's going to stay in place. It's not going to slide around on the counter, so that makes it just that much more sense that I need for my space. Moving right along, also on my countertop I have like this planter jar. This planter jar utilizes all of my bamboo cooking utensils. Now you guys know bamboo utensils are very inexpensive, so if you want to include that into this haul, you can. We'll just say it's honorable mention, but for the most part we're going to talk about this planter. This you can buy out of the kitchen section, or you can buy out of the plant section as far as a planter, and having a nice jar to put your cooking utensils in. I think this is so chic. I think this is just so neat, and on Amazon they're all under $10 and $15, and it's something very gorgeous to add to your kitchen. Now before we leave this section here, I just want to talk about 2 more things. The first thing is going to be this paper towel holder. Now this is something you guys know we love to utilize, having our paper towel on our countertops, but for the most part I don't have that kind of space, and sometimes I can't stand constantly having to move it out the way, clean up underneath it getting wet, if it's by the sink. So those are kind of things that I kind of like go into play when I'm adding into my space. Now if this was my home and my dream home, I would have it like in this little pull-out section. I'll insert if you don't know what I mean, but I would have it like in a pull-out section and keep it there. But because we are limited on space, it is mounted directly underneath the cabinet. It is renter and homeowner friendly because you can adhere it underneath the cabinet with nails, but it also comes with an adhesive and you can stick it and it basically stays there. So I have it here. I have it in gold, but it also comes in the aluminum. It also comes in black, so you have your pick of the litter when it comes to it. But this is just so neat to me, and very inexpensive at under $10 just to add to your counter and also be completely out of the way. Now just underneath the cabinet, which we've talked about previously in our bathroom, is that I have these motion sensor lights. So anytime at nighttime I'm coming into the kitchen and it's rather dark, I don't want to have the stove light on just because it attracts bugs. I love having these motion sensor lights. As you see now, it is actually on. I actually have 2 of them because honestly I have 2 cabinets, this one here and then this one over here. Again, homeowner renter friendly because it can adhere with just the magnetic strips and the sticky, and it just stays there. I love it so much. No, you do not have to worry about batteries, as I talked about before. You just charge them with the same C charger you use to charge your phone and you're good to go. Now, for the most part, when it comes to my countertop and things that I have on my countertop that is under that $25–50 threshold, that is completely it. On the opposite side, I do have just a little bit of some small counter appliances, but that is it when it comes to basically my kitchen. I don't have much large space, but let's get into some organization. Now, you guys know I absolutely love my cabinets, but when it comes to my cabinets, thank me later. These cabinets are organized to perfection. Organized to perfection. I had to create a way, in a strategic way, to basically get every bit of thing that I use in here without, you know, taking up too much space or without having enough space. Now, first thing first, let's talk about these plate separators that I have. Now, these I absolutely love because for $3, and when I mean $3, you can buy a pack of 2 for $5, $6. It separates the plates, it allows it to stand up, and it also gives me more room on that shelf that I'm able to stack more plates beside it, and it look incredibly well. Now, just above it, I also have the bamboo shelf divider. It also came in a pack of 2, just under $20, and they are in 2 different heights, and you will get to see how I utilize the other one in the other cabinet. But in this cabinet, I utilize it as I have my bowls on top of it, which I'm able to get 6 bowls, and these bowls are pretty deep. So let's just imagine these bowls weren't that deep. We could do something different, or we could do something even more. And then underneath it, I have my smaller plates and chef's kiss. And then just at the top, you see how I actually have another divider, and this is basically how I am able to separate my mugs into the cabinet. I have pretty mugs, my Starbucks mugs, but I also have the mugs that matches my plate set, and then I have everything else beside it. And I think this turned out so good. To do your whole entire cabinet like this, it would be under $25. Under $25. Now, also you would have to have some matching plateware, but I mean, honestly, we'll get there. But I know everybody has at least one set of matching plateware. But again, for under $25, we got this cabinet maximized to perfection, and she looks really, really, really good. Now, let's move on to the other cabinet, because remember, that's all that I have. The cabinet over the microwave is kind of like that catch-all. Like that catch-all, extra flour, sugar, you know. Now, over on this side of the cabinet, it has the same 3 shelving, 3 tier, just as the one on the other side. But this one's just styled a little bit differently, but I think you're actually going to love it as well. So in this particular cabinet, at the very top, you see another bamboo shelf. That is because I have more glasses than glasses can allow. Okay, I have so many, but I have glasses completely at the top, but it's going to separate my shorter glasses, and then beside it, obviously, my taller glasses. And then when you move on down to the next shelf, we have more glasses, more bowls, but this is again where you see another one of those shelf dividers. If you think that the dividers are actually like shallow or small, they're actually not. They're really nice. They're able to hold large size bowls. These bowls are very large. This is my hand inside, if that gives an accurate depiction. These are very large size bowls that are in this cabinet. So I like to use this for like a salad, or if I'm cooking anything on a grill, drumettes or anything like that. It can catch all into here, but these are large size. And not only do I have one, but I also have 2. I have them stacked as you see inside of the cabinet. And then just here on this bottom shelf, I have a few things that I pretty much use every single day. When I say pretty much, I mean every day. Okay, so on just the right side, I have like this really small riser that I actually picked up from Target. So just to throw that in there, I actually picked up this marble riser from Target, which I think is really, really, really pretty. And on top, I have my vinegar and oil and these 2 matching dispensers. And then I have just a little bit more oil behind it, a different kind, different flavor for different things. I think they're just so cute. I have labels on them. The labels, I think, look really, really, really pretty. And it just kind of elevates. Remember how I said you can add things to your home, to your kitchen under $25 that just this is next to nothing. These dispensers were next to nothing. I'm talking about under $7 for both, and they also came with the labels on the front, so I absolutely love that. And then just beside it, I have these jars. Now in these jars, there, as you see, there's 4 of them. I also went ahead and put label on every last one of them. Like this one says quinoa, there's another one that says coconut flakes, chia seeds, and also collagen. When I say these are things that I use every day, if I am making a smoothie, if I am making a protein yogurt bowl, these are things that I'm using every single day to basically have at hand's reach. I actually got this set of 4 under $25. Set of 4 under $25. And because I got it under $25, I actually went ahead and purchased 2. So if I get to a space that I have an even larger or bigger space, I'm able to utilize both sets. But I think for now, this looks so good. My cabinet is 100% maximized, and you can't tell me that the work wasn't put in to create this very beautiful, gorgeous cabinet. One of the things that I didn't talk about in my kitchen is the drawers, so I'll really briefly just go over that. In the first drawer, I have my spices and my knives combined. Both of those bamboo dividers, organizers, were under $20 each. For the knife one, you can buy based off the number of knives you need. So if you only have 5, 9, 12, 15, so forth, you have that option. And then you guys know for the spices, you can do the exact same. You can go based off the size or the number of spices you need to create the look. And then on the second side here, I have my utensil organizer, and then I added 1 additional bamboo organizer to kind of keep things a little bit more separate, so it makes sense for the space. But as you see, this is very simple of my utensils and then everything that's needed beside it. But other than that, I literally only have 3 drawers in here. You just saw 2. The third one is a catch-all drawer. Batteries, you know, that drawer that everybody has in their kitchen. It's just a catch-all drawer, so that's literally it. So that's why I said when it comes to organization, it has to be key, it has to be top tier for me, and it has to make sense for my whole entire space. Now we could talk about my fridge. It's pretty much organized right now, but we're gonna just talk about it, and then I'll insert some overlays, and also I'll insert a link where you actually can check out the video where I recently went ahead and pretty much restocked, reorganized. It's very recent, so I want you to check that video out. I don't want to shock you right now. I want you to check it out. I'll link that video. So in the fridge, all of my organization, every single thing in my fridge was less than $20. Less than $20, from the drink dispensers to the drawers to the bacon holder to the deli organizers to the egg holder, all the way down to things holding my vegetables and my fruits. They were all under $20. I want you to understand that getting into a space, especially like an organized space, you can achieve it. Everything doesn't have to look expensive. And even when you see these homes on different places and you see it is organized, a lot of times it doesn't take much. And I'm here to show you. I want you to see it when you're watching it and say, okay, Samantha told us about that. Samantha showed us about that. She showed us how we can get it done affordably. You don't have to spend a lot of money to achieve it look, okay? So that is my fridge, okay? I'm also going to insert a few clips as well as a link to my pantry so you guys can pretty much see what that looks like organized from top to bottom and how I just keep it organized. It's not much, but it also is very neat, okay? As a family of 4, kind of got to be strategic, and that's the most important thing for me, is being strategic, having things that we need a little bit elevated, a little bit higher, and things that my children are going to reach for a little bit down closer to the bottom. Now, one last thing I'd like to discuss about my pantry is this wall I created at the back of my kitchen. I also have a video on it, but I'm going to talk briefly about it. And let me preface it by saying each basket was $20 each, but I thought these were just so pretty to create like this wall that would allow me to put my dry goods in, potatoes, onions, sweet potatoes in, that not only looks good but also are going to keep my items fresher longer. You guys know they stay fresher longer in a cool space, closed in, and because this is pretty much closed in, obviously this makes very much sense. It has a small opening here, but just enough. It's very dark on the inside because it's very covered, but nonetheless, these were so so good. I have some of these linked on Amazon, which honestly are cheaper than the price that I paid per at Target, but I had rewards when I purchased them, so they kind of saved me. But I have some link where you can kind of create the same thing. I've also seen them being done on a track where you have each basket going across horizontally. Obviously I have them done vertically, but I've also seen them done as two stacked on top of each other, and they look so good. Okay, such an inexpensive project, but a cool project that actually make your space look and feel really well. And you can also put plants and things like that to stick out of them. I just think I've seen so many creative ways of them being done, but I also wanted to include them into this video so that way if you saw them or if you see them in the future, you actually know and you know how to find them. Now I can say the hooks used on the wall for them, I can say successfully that they were $5 each. So you're going to spend under $25 getting the hooks that you need. They don't have to be gold. You can get some that's black or silver, however color that you choose, and they can be even cheaper. But I wanted something a little bit more heavy duty, so I opted to pay a little bit more because they were going to be hanging and holding my potatoes, onions, which can get pretty heavy if you are buying that 5-pound bag. And lastly, before I let you guys go for today, let's talk about this floating shelf wall, which you guys have seen numerous and time again when it comes to this space. Now these floating shelves actually do fit into that area of under $25. So if you just need one, $20. If you need two, sometimes you can get them at a deal at just at $25. I think they look incredibly gorgeous. Now for the most part, I have everything that I utilize here for my coffee, my syrups, my spoons, stirrups or so you call it for them, and that's pretty much it. I just love this space because it didn't take much to create. It honestly didn't take much thought into it, but it honestly looks really good. I don't have to do too much to kind of like accomplish this space. Just keep in mind when you're dressing and styling an area to keep it simple. Go for the smaller things, go for the inexpensive things, go for the things that is going to honestly still stand out. Like this holds my coffee pots. Now to be fair, it was actually purchased from Nespresso, but because it's glass and it's clear, it looks incredibly well. It does have a top to it. What my spouse did with it, I don't know. It still looks good. And you guys also know when seasons change, when it's a springtime and they have those spring pots, it's spring colors. And they have the fall pots, they're fall colors. So it always matches with the theme. So I absolutely love it. And the little tray, the sticker's still on it, $5.99, okay? $5.99. So you don't have to think too much. Use things and get things that go in the kitchen that you're gonna be using every single day. This frother, something that I use every single day, from whether it's coffee or stirring up smoothies or drinks. This is something that I use. It gets to stay here and it looks so good. And last but most certainly not least, let's talk about one of the things that I lastly added into my kitchen, which was this soap dispenser tray on my countertop. This looks so good. When I tell you this on Amazon for the tray was under $7, and then the dispensers were $10 for both dispensers as well as the labels. You cannot beat that, okay? You cannot beat that at all. It's just so good. I just recently added this very pretty floral that I actually picked up from Target in the dollar section for $3, I believe, which I think is just so pretty. And it just sits beside it and it looks so good. When fall comes around and you want to wear more of those kind of like this color, I'll be able to add that color there and it looks so good. But for now, as spring and summer, I will be able to have like those bright colors, those really pretty blues, and it just blends so well. And yeah, the last thing which I did not talk about, which was my drying dish rag, which I mean, you may actually love it or hate it or whatever you decide, but with the drying dish rack, it's gold. All of the things that I'm washing, it kind of gives me that separation I need to put things at the bottom but also put things at the top, and it just makes sense for something under $10. Okay, just add it to the cart because it just makes sense for something under $10. Right? Well guys, that is it. That is my kitchen. That is my Amazon home kitchen finds under $25. And you saw a lot of these things were under $20. You can get these exact same things for your home. You can have the maximization, you can have the organization when it comes to your home. I didn't pretty much talk about the pullouts in my cabinet underneath, and that's simply because, hey, they were over $25, but I'll insert pics so you guys can know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'll also link the video where you can actually see it. Well guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If there is something that you need as far as assistance, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I am here to assist you. I am here to take care of you and take care of all of your home needs. But guys, that is it. That is all I have for you guys today. Until next time, until next video, I will see you guys later. Bye.